now we're at the time where the Hamashiach is getting ready to come.
And hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I am the Lord.
Last words, brother.
Shalom, shalom, ma.
All right.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. All right. Shabbat shalom, Yasharel.
Khan, Shabbat Shalom, Israel. Y'all know what to do. Give us a 1 in the comment boards if y'all can hear us loud and clear, and a 2 if we are coming through somewhat staticky, right?
Mm-hmm. And as you all know, Yasharel, you know, I'm completely off grid. Nice home out here and everything, but I'm off grid. But one of the things that I don't really have is internet. Well, you know, as far as bouncing off the towers and everything. So just letting you know, it may be hit and miss sometimes, but just be patient, and then we'll try to work through it. All right. With that being said, let's get it, man. We're going to start off with Jubilees, chapter 3. Brother, you want to start us off? We'll just go back and forth.
Khan, let me see, 1, 2, 3. I'll read. Let me see. That's about the same. I guess I'll read the first 2 verses, and you read the last 3. You want to do it like that?
Okay, let's do it.
All right, Khan. All right, Jubilees chapter 2. Get out your scriptures. The Jubilees book will be in your Apocrypha, right? These are the extra 18 books, plus Enoch, Jubilees, and Jasher, right? So it's going to start in verse 29. It's going to say, declare and say to the children of Israel the law of this day, both that they should keep Sabbath thereon. Okay, that's what we're doing today, right? Sundown on Friday to sundown Saturday. That is the Shabbat, because we know that the day begins in the evening, right? The name itself, evening, should clue you in that that's the beginning of the day, because it's the eve of the day, right?
That's right.
And that they should not forsake it in the error of their hearts, and that it's not lawful to do any work thereon which is unseemly, which unseemly would mean working for the heathen, doing anything for money, cash value, or anything like that. Now, if you want to go back into the Old Testament, I think it's Numbers, right? We'll see that old boy, he was picking up sticks on the Shabbat, right? After he got found picking up sticks on the Shabbat, they arrested him, they threw him in jail, and they was asking Moses what to do with him, right? And then all of a sudden, a voice came from the Lord that said, the Lord said, put that clown to death, stone him. So it wasn't an easy death, right? For you, like, this is a sin unto death if you don't keep it, and all the rights that are associated with keeping the Shabbat, right? He was stoned to death. And if you don't stone him to death, if you watched any of these like crazy videos on Reddit or X or anything like that, where you see these other heathens in these other countries like in Iraq and Iran, and they're stoning people, you know, it's a slow, painful death, right? So you know the Most High, he had to think that out before he had passed down that judgment. So it says, to do any work thereon which is unseemly, to do thereon their own pleasure, right? Which is, that means sex, right? To do your own pleasure, that means there's no sex on the Shabbat. Why? Because, you know, seed or any copulation that makes you unclean. So you can't be unclean on a holy day, all right? And that they should not prepare thereon anything to be eaten or drunk, and that it is not lawful to drink water or bring in or take out thereon through their gates any burden, which they had not prepared for themselves on the 6th day in their dwellings. And they shall not bring in nor take out from house to house on that day, for that day is more holy, which means separate, and blessed than any Jubilee day of the Jubilees. On this we kept Sabbath in the heavens before it was made known to any flesh to keep Sabbath thereon the earth. All right.
All praises. All right. Verse 31. And the creator of all things blessed it, but he did not sanctify all peoples and nations to keep the Shabbat thereon. Now, that means that only Israel, because when you read in Psalms 147 and the last 2 verses, it says that he only gave the laws to Yasharel. He only gave them to Israel. And we're not to share those with other nations. That's why you cannot have, like on the holy feast days, you cannot have heathens in your midst on the holy feast days unless you own them as slaves. But outside of that, you got a lot of these people, so-called organizations, that they let all kind of heathens in when they do their feast. Then you make the feast an abomination. All right. It says, and the creator of all things The creator of all things blessed it, but he did not sanctify all peoples and nations to keep the Shabbat thereon, but Israel alone. That means Israel alone, no other nations. Them alone he permitted to eat and drink and to keep the Shabbat thereon on the earth. And the creator and the creator of all things blessed this day which he had created for blessing and holiness and glory above all days, because it's the only day that he made holy, he blessed and sanctified. So he did three things that he did to no other days, and he has permitted Israel alone to keep the Shabbat on this day. And that's why you do not want to get caught keeping or trying to allow heathens to keep the Shabbat with you. That's an abomination. It says this law and testimony was given to the children of Israel as as a law forever unto their generations. When it says their generations, what does that mean? That means that your constant seed line. That means throughout captivity, throughout your freedom, throughout captivity again. Just means throughout your whole generations.
Con.
All right.
We even see during the Maccabean era when we were in captivity to the Greeks, right? That they did what? They kept the commandments. We had an old head that he sacrificed himself for not eating pork at the king's table, which lets you know that it doesn't matter where you are on the earth, don't matter what time it is, no matter if you're in captivity or not, you must obey the Most High. In fact, it tells you that
Right.
we're going to be crying out to the Most High God to come save us, and that we're going to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. So what does that mean? Especially if we're spread to the four corners of the earth. That means that no matter where we are on the earth, that we will start as a whole to keep the commandments for the Most High to come back and to save our people. So hell or high water, like we're going to wake up. We're going to get tired of this.
At some point in time, yeah.
That's right. All right, what you want to do? How you want to start this out?
Go ahead and take us away, man. And then we'll go from there.
All right, Con. All right, the lesson we have today, matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna start with the video, right? On the lesson today, we have we're talking about demons amongst us. Now we know there's no such thing as demons in the scriptures, right? So in the scriptures, they'll be considered as unclean spirits, right? Evil, Con, evil spirits, devils, right? I should have named the lesson "Devils Amongst Us." That would have been better, right? So forgive me on that, right? So you know, those kind of things. There's not a real thing such as demons, but we'll see, the powers of unclean spirits, the plans of devils, right, and things of this nature, and where they come from, right? Who puts them on you, and things like that. I guess we're gonna begin. I'm gonna show a video real quick. Hey, do y'all remember that shooting that happened a while back? Let me see. Let me bring this up real quick. Slocky. Oh, yeah, I forgot I'm on the screen. Oh. Let me see. I think this is it. All right, Israel. This is going to be a little much, right? So doing the hard doing the sensitive parts, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna probably go ahead and stop it right before it gets to the sensitive part. All right, but as I play the video and we see the events unfolding, now this is a sister. Hey, Al, you remember her name? Man, for some reason, it slips my doggone name. Let me see real quick.
It should be in the. Is it not in the video?
Yes, luck. Yeah. Okay. All right, yeah. This is a sister, Sonia Massey. Right? You all remember? She called the authorities because she believed that she heard a noise outside of her residence. Right? So she called the authorities and she believed that she heard a noise outside of her residence. All right, and we see these two heathens show up on the job. Right? These two heathens show up on the job. I guess they looked around and everything like that. Now remember, she only called the authorities in this land because she thought she heard a noise outside of her residence, right? So she was calling these heathens for protection, right? So let's go ahead and play the video.
Yeah, I got the sheriff department here, but I was calling for help from y'all. Hell. Okay, no, hold on, wait a second, sir. No, hold on, okay?
You can hang up.
Just 1 second, okay?
Like, it's funny because I don't know why they're searching around in her house, you know, and then she called to ask for help, but for some reason now they're inside the residence, and now they're looking around. Now, for any of you Hebrews, right, you do not have to open your door for any of the law authority. You don't have to open your door. You can talk behind the door. I advise you that when the authorities are called, never ever let them into your house. Maybe come outside to the front porch and talk to them, but never ever let them into your house.
I got some paperwork. Can you grab that Bible, please?
Yeah. Hey, I just need your name so we can get out of here. Was there any damage previous to your car?
Previous, yeah.
What was the damage?
A dent, I believe.
What about windows?
Oh, that it was something that happened earlier.
Okay, perfect. What is your last name? Shouldn't have to say much last name. You're not in trouble. I just need to touch.
Massey.
Yeah, you have an ID that makes things so much easier. I just driver's license will do. And I'll get out of your hair.
I want to show y'all my paperwork.
I don't want your paperwork. What paperwork?
I got some paperwork.
Well, just get your ID.
Well, let's get your ID first, and then.
You can tell she's nervous, right? I'm sorry to keep pausing the video, right? But you can tell all of a sudden she got these two big white heathens up in her residence, right? You know, she looks like she's in her nightgown or whatever it may be, you know, her nighttime attire. So she's not really dressed up to see the public like that. And now they're asking for her ID. For what? Like, what do they need to know all the things for? Remember now, the only reason you need to identify yourself is only if you've been suspected of a crime of some sort. You don't have to ID yourself for any of these heathens. What they're doing right now, they're actually violating her amendment rights.
And they're profiling too. Because look, hold up before you start the clip. Notice that they're profiling her too, big time. And if you notice how they already, you know, discriminating against her, because you know we already know how the heathens feel about us. All right, especially cops. Any excuse for them to shoot our people, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for anything. So, you know, if you notice that they're treating her like the criminal, but she's the one who called the cops.
Mm-hmm.
You're ready for me?
Yeah, you good? You want to keep? I can play it.
No, go ahead.
Bet.
Okay.
You're ready. One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
You got a stack right there, maybe.
Is that me? What's going on?
Is that did it freeze? Yeah, so showing that it's frozen on my end too.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Hey, make sure they ain't
Are you
kicking off.
streaming it?
Yeah. Hey, Israel, you put a 1 on the comment board if I'm still on, and if you can still hear me talking. Salakia.
Yep, I can hear you talking.
All right, kind. Let me see. I don't know what's going on. That was weird.
Yeah, just fast forward to that part.
Oh, sorry about that. All right, here we go.
Okay. I got some paperwork. Can you grab that Bible, please?
Yeah. Hey, I just need your name so we can get out of here. Was there any damage previous to your car?
Previous, yeah.
What was the damage?
A dent, I believe.
What about windows?
Oh, that it was something that happened earlier.
Okay, perfect. What is your last name? Shouldn't have to say much last name. You're not in trouble. I just need to touch.
Massey.
Yeah, you have an ID that makes things so much easier. I just driver's license will do. And I'll get out of your hair.
I want to show y'all my paperwork.
I don't want your paperwork. What paperwork?
I got some paperwork.
Well, just get your ID.
Well, let's get your ID first, and then.
One task at a time here.
Okay. Let me
Here, grab your ID for me.
Okay.
Your ID. One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
You got a stack right there, maybe.
think I'm first.
Let me do this.
We don't need a fire while we're here.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Oh, where's your hot steaming water?
Away from hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you in your fucking face.
Okay,
Drop the fucking top!
Okay, now I'm not going to show the rest of that because we knows what happens, right? You want to say something before I say something?
Yeah, so it's mostly I've already seen the video, and the videos is pretty graphic. All right, and we're not going to show that because YouTube will censor certain things. But right up to that incident, you can see how that incident's led up. Now already, now we're talking about demons amongst us, or we can say, or however you want, we can say evil spirits amongst us. All right, you got to understand, man. The spirit world is real, and these we call them devils, the white devils. And look, man, these jokers got spirits on them. All right, so one, she allowed them to come in her house. That was the biggest mistake right there. They were already treating her like the victim, and they were ready for any excuse. And all she was doing was just moving the hot water. That's all she was doing. But then the moment she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," now we know that Jesus is not the name of the Son. All right, that is the God of the Europeans by the name of Cesare Borgia.
Gone.
All right, some old long hair, blonde, long hair, blue-eyed white devil by the name of Cesare Borgia. That
Effeminate.
is the Jesus. Yeah, that is the Jesus Christ. That is the God of the Europeans. I challenged someone with that before, and they says, "Oh, don't we worship the same God?" I was like, "Hell no." I said, "Let me show you who your God is." I showed a picture of that image. I said, "That is the God that you Christians bow down and worship to, and other faith groups." So when she said that name, it sparked something. It's like an evil spirit. It's like the Most High allowed an evil spirit to come over that man. Now we're going to show you later on in scriptures, and I got a bunch of them too, how the Most High would normally send evil spirits unto our enemies, and sometimes he would send evil spirits unto our enemies to make them fight against one another.
Mm.
You got to understand how the Most High works sometimes, and this is why we cannot be caught up in these different religions. All right, and you're not keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes, but even the scripture says in Deuteronomy 4:27 that we would be few among the Gentiles and we would worship their idols in wood and stone. So when this sister, when she goes to rebuke him in the name of the European gods, it's like it sparked something in them. All right,
Gone.
go ahead out.
Matter of fact, let me just play that because I want y'all to watch and see how this heathen turns up. Right, it's like all of a sudden just a evil spirit, right, a unclean spirit just hopped straight on him when she started, speaking about, so-called Jesus, because we don't know who that is. Even when it's translated into Joseph into the Hebrew. So or Zeus, well, not into the Hebrew, but or Zeus, if you're talking about, or like what is that, Jesus or something like that in the Spanish languages and all the other stuff. So we
Mhm.
don't know who this, Jesus is besides what brother Daniel was saying. Cesare Borgia, a pervert that
Mhm.
was trying to have sex with his sister. Right now, let me just play this real quick. Pay attention, Israel.
Let's see. Okay. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Oh, where's your hot steaming water?
Away from hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name of
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you in your fucking face.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was bold with that, and he was like, you know, apparently now what happened to him? He did get charged, right? He did get charged with murder.
Yeah.
Let's hear. Okay, yeah, I think he did. He got charged with murder and everything. So hopefully he gets some street justice in prison. Some of the brothers will smoke him out or whatever, or he'll probably end up killing himself for one.
God.
But you notice how quick he pulled his gun out. Now he wouldn't. Now later on in the video, he talks about he was afraid because she had hot water, but she was nowhere near old boy with the hot water. All she was trying to do was just move the hot water out the way.
That's right.
But
Now,
yet later on in the video, he made it seem like she was trying to rush her with the rush him with the hot water or something.
God. Right. So, something else I want to point out. There was no reason to kill this Israelite woman. There was none at all. Right. Even if she did try to, the case, even if they tried to paint a narrative to say that she was going to throw the hot water on old boy. First of all, look at that woman, right? As we saw before, right? She's probably maybe 120 pounds soaking wet. Number one, right? She doesn't. Those two heathens tower over her. Number two, and number three is that one. You think that she's gonna? I mean, even if she could maybe throw that water that far, I doubt that she could throw it that far. Look how far he is away. So she has to come from the stove, throw it over the countertop, and still reach him. Most of that water is going to spread out, not even reach him. And then also by the air, it's going to cool down. It's not going to really do anything to that man. And that's only one, like she only has one go with that. Right? Dude shot her in the head. You understand? This heathen, this wicked ass heathen shot this Israelite woman in the head and killed her. They don't try to maim. They don't try to shoot you in the kneecap to slow you down or shoot you in the arm or something to try to disable you. This is not their thoughts when they come to the children of Israel, right? This is not their thoughts. They don't think about this kind of thing at all, right? The other they don't think about this stuff. She only had one chance, even if she was going to throw it, right? You got to remember now, she was already acting nervous from before the cop came in. She just started giving up information about paperwork and all kind of stuff because you could tell that she was nervous, right? Then tell her to go over there and get a pot of water, like a pot of water is going to catch a fire anywhere, right? That's like what is it's almost like he set the woman up to kill her, right? It turned out that this dude turned out to be some kind of racist. He has like some kind of crazy tattoos on his arm or something like that. Let me see if I can. Let me see. All right. So she's already down in this particular situation, and they're going to show, they're going to show it all blurred out, so we don't have to worry about anything that's going on. Now, apparently, this tattoo that we see right here is something to deal with the Aryan nation, or you understand, or some craziness, right? So we don't even know how these heathens get jobs like this, right? And then, right, it's always, they don't have our own people in our neighborhoods. They have these heathens coming in, lording over our neighborhoods. And they have these unclean spirits on them, right? What is a surefire way to get rid of any unclean spirits, right? And I'm going to read that. I'm going to show y'all that later. It comes with keeping the commandments, right? That's how you keep the unclean spirits away from you, right? But it is a travesty that this sister lost her life, right, at the hands of these damn heathens.
Yep.
Bring in this now. Get a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female. 1078. Fuck.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kit.
Headshot, bitch. You're done.
Like, I want to. Hey, another question. Why is this heathen right here holding a gun on someone with a headshot wound? What could she possibly do? You have to realize this is the fear that they have of our people. This is unfounded, unnatural fear that they have of our people. Right? He is still holding the gun. Right? He's not even the one that did the shooting. The one that we see right now on the screen, this guy is not even the one that did the shooting. But he has a pistol on a woman that has been shot in the head. Why? What sense does that make? Right?
I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something right quick. You got to understand where these cops come from. So if you're interested, there's a book. I read this book a long time ago. It's called Breaking Ranks, and with research and everything, man, he proves where these cops came out of. Did y'all know that the police force came out of the movement of the Ku Klux Klan? Did y'all know that? Before the Ku Klux Klan, there was no such thing as you had the sheriffs and stuff like that, but the police force itself didn't even exist. All right. It was a movement that came out of the Ku Klux Klan. So a lot of these people that signed up to be a police officer, they know the history. They signed up to kill. They signed up to kill Israel. They look. They dream about killing an Israelite. That is their main goal. Is to kill an Israelite. It's like what Muhammad Ali said. If you got about 40, if you got about 100 snakes coming at you, and all the snakes are bad, and you only got like one or two snakes that are good, you think those snakes are gonna be powerful enough to stop those 100 snakes? No, you got to kill all of them. And so people try to say, well, there's good white cops. Ain't no such thing as a good white cop because they're all in it, and it's all part of the system. They just caught up in it because they're not going to question it, and they're not going to try to challenge their partners. You don't see white cops out in the streets marching against our people getting shot down by the cops. You don't see that, do you? Of course not, and you're not going to see it.
That's interesting. I'm reading this comment right here. It says the backstory they're not giving is that cops finance worked. The cops fiance worked on the same mental ward that the sister would stay on. Her and her sister has beef. That's why those cops were walking around. That's weird. That's crazy right there. All right, sis. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
God. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, man. This is like I said, Israel. We got devils. We have devils among us, walking around right at any given point in time. Right, a evil spirit or unclean spirit can hop on these heathens. Right. This is why Brother Daniel and myself we continue. Right. We continue to implore each and every one of you Israelites to keep the commandments. Keeping the commandments is what's going to keep you safe away from unclean spirits, to keep you protected against wicked evilness and these things. Right? The sister, imagine you think that when she called the police for some help, that the last thing in her mind that she was going to get shot by two mammoth-sized heathens, right? The sister is laying dead on the ground, right? Well, she's not dead. She's still, she's still, she's on the way out, but she's
Well,
not
she's
doing
fighting for
anything.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? She's fighting for her life with a headshot wound, right? That's going to a headshot wound is going to automatically do what? You're not going to be able to move. That's going to impair your ability to move because your brain has been damaged. Why does this guy still have the gun on the sister? Right? You have to realize that these heathen are psychotically afraid of Israelites. Imagine the disappointment that they felt, right? Or the disappointment that they still feel today when they let Israelites take part in sports. They went from, shining and doing their thing to absolutely nothing and it's showing how great we truly are, right? They can't do anything.
You can go get it, but that's a headshot. God damn it.
God, fuck.
Dude, I'm not taking fucking boiling water in the fucking head. Hey, look, it fucking came right to our feet, too. God damn it.
Fuck. God damn it.
You good?
I'm good. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Asking, is he good for what? Right. So, I'm not gonna, I don't want to show too much more because I don't want to, in respect of the family, right? In respect of the
Yeah.
family members, I don't really want to show too much more of this video. But you can go to, Reddit if you want to see it yourself.
And what I wanted to point out too is there was a point in, you don't got to show it up. There was a point in there where the old boy told the guy, he says, "Don't even worry about," because he was going to go get help. He was going to go get his little kit back to try to save her. And the guy that shot her told him, "Don't even worry about that." You know what I'm saying? All that stuff is on camera, and all that stuff was considered in the case. Man, I pray, man, that he get everything when he's in prison. You know what I'm
Con.
saying? And then that joker gonna already burn anyway. But it's stuff like that that's happening over and over, and it's like it's more frequent. And why is that? It's like you would think that people would learn from the first time, but it's getting worse and worse. And again, Brother Aton brought out a very vital, important piece, is the commandments. Not only do the commandment protect us from evil spirits, but us it keeps us on that narrow and straight path. Because what happens if you go out and you're not even thinking about keeping the commandments? You like any other Christian, you eating pork and you doing all kinds of stuff. You treat the Shabbat like it's nothing, and then you pass
Mm,
away or you mysteriously die, whatever. You die. Well, guess what? You had all that chance to try to keep the make haste and keep the commandments. Don't matter if you was told or if somebody came to you and told you about the Shabbat and you rejected it. That's on you. This thing is serious, and the Most High is not playing. And the Scripture specifically says in Peter that judgment will begin at the house of the Most High. And greatly it's a sad thing to see our people constantly getting shot down by our enemies, not just by the police, but just by any of the heathens. And then a lot of them are getting away with it. Like,
mm.
aren't y'all tired of that? Aren't y'all tired of that mess? Isn't our people tired of just seeing the same old stuff over and over and over again? But yet our people get back up, going to they'll go see Pastor Pork Chop, and they'll let Pastor Pork Chop tell them they don't have to keep the laws, and then they'll continue to do the same thing over and over. Somebody else gets shot. It's the same mess over and over. I mean, that stuff gets irritating, y'all. I mean, it gets frustrating.
Bring it out, brother. Jeez.
I mean,
Uh,
man, it's like when is our people going to ever learn? And I want to bring up something right quick,
Go
brother.
ahead.
Give me a second. I want to share this right quick. I'm just going to kind of give you a synopsis of scriptures on how the Most High he brings out evil spirits, and even with Saul, because Saul was being wicked, the Most High sent an evil spirit under Saul. I just want to read a few. You can jot these down. I just put this up in the blue letter Bible so you can kind of just see um, the outcome and how the Most High deals with spirits. All right. I'm not going to read all of them, but I'll just kind of pick out. And brother, Aton, if you see any man, if you want to bring out too, just bring it out.
Con.
Judges 9:23, it says, then God sent an evil spirit between Abimelech and the men of Shechem, and the men of Shechem dealt treacherously with Abimelech. So and that's to our favor, because sometimes the Most High will put spirits on heathens to make them fight against one another. But if you're keeping the commandments, like it says in Joshua chapter 4, chapter 13, chapter 4 and 13, it says, if you would but keep my commandments and guard my commandments, he will cause our enemies to fall before our faces. You know, um, it says, and Saul's servants said unto thee, behold, now an evil spirit from God troubleth thee. From God, because it was the Most High who sent. Because Saul was only in there. See, Saul was wicked, man. So, and that was the first ones. He was like the very first king, all right, of Israel that was chosen amongst the people, and they were supposed to have kings. This
That's
is
right.
okay, and then he got big headed. The egos would come with kings and all that kind of stuff. Always wanting to be like the other nations. So it says Most High says, okay, I'm gonna send the evil spirit unto this nigga, and I'm gonna let him be troubled. All right. Anytime that we go against the Most High's
Con.
commandments,
Con.
you better believe you're gonna have all kinds of spirits on you. You got all our brothers and sisters that are caught up in these different religions and not keeping the commandments. They got spirits on them. They don't even realize it, but they got spirits on them. Some of them got probably over 1,000 different spirits on them, but they got spirits on them. Y'all better
Mm-hmm.
wake up and realize this stuff. Let's look at 1 Samuel 16:23, and it says, and it came to pass when the evil spirit from God was upon Saul, that David took a harp and played with his hand, so Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him. So every now and then David would play his harp, but then if you read throughout Samuel, the evil spirit will come back on Saul again. And one day, David was playing his harp, and the evil spirit from the Most High was so intense that when David was playing his harp, Saul threw a spear at him. I'm like,
uh,
dang. It's like, okay, it's like you keeping the commandments and you're trying to comfort your brother, and all of a sudden your brother gets so mad at you that's that's not the spirit of the Most High, because
Con.
he's not keeping the commandments, and he tries to kill you or something. And that's crazy. That is crazy. I just
Oh,
I just I just wanted to bring out that portion. If you got something you want to bring out in this as well, yeah, bring it out, man.
Con. Actually, I was going to go to give me a second here. Let me go to let me pull this up for Israel, because remember I was telling you guys, right, that if you keep the commandments, right, and that is the first and foremost, that's going to be the continuing message, right? The Pookies, Ray Rays, baby mamas, and everybody else just not keeping the commandments and to the wicked. Man, we're gonna stay on harping on the beginning of knowledge, right? Keeping the commandments, because that's what's going to save each and every one of us. All right. Let me bring this up. Let me see here. All right, Con, right? So New Testament, right? Luke chapter 11, I'm going to read verse 23. It says, "He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places seeking rest and finding none. He saith, I will return into my house whence I came out. And when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished. So he goeth, then goeth he and taketh to him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of the man is worse than the first."
Mm.
Why is this happening, right? Why is the last state of the man worse than the first? Right? The evil spirits was clean from him. So it said that, since that, his house was, when he came, his house is his body, right? His house is the body. And when he cometh back, he findeth swept and garnished, meaning his body was clean, right? Free of unclean spirits. Then he goeth and he taketh it to himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in. See, wicked than himself means what? He's not keeping the commandments, right? And they enter in and dwell there, and the last state of the man is worse than the first. And it came to pass, as he spake these things, a certain woman of the company lifted up her voice and said unto him, Blessed is the womb that bare thee, and the paps which thou hast sucked. But he said, right, man, Hamashiach, man, he said, man, what are you talking about? Yea, rather, blessed are they that hear the word of God and keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed are they that hear the word of God and keep it. What are the blessings? Right? What are the blessings? The blessings are 1 through 10. And it says, you come to pass that it shall hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. The Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, right? Which means that, you're going to be straight. You're not going to be staying in the hood. You're not going to be, you're going to be able to utilize your mindset to come up in this, no matter where you're at. And blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy ground. You're going to be able to, your business is going to be good that you build, right? Your children will be blessed. They'll keep the commandments. They won't be wicked and doing everything to just make you mad, right? The fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall thy basket be in the store. Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out. And the Lord shall cause thine enemies that raise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall
you
come.
notice that,
Oh yeah, go ahead. Come on.
yeah, if you notice that every time when you look at the blessings in there, and any time that we're upholding or guarding, I love to use the word guard, because we have to guard these commandments with our life, y'all. All right, it can't be no wishy-washy. You can't be working and then you're scared to tell your boss or whatever, your supervisor, oh, I need off on the holy days. No, you got to be bold as a lion, and we can't be wishy-washy with this thing, because when we wholeheartedly keep the commandments with all our might, strength, and soul, I'm telling you, you'll see your enemies will be at peace with you. They will fear you. But you have to make a stand for the Most High. You have to keep these commandments. And I know you hear us say this all the time. And throughout the scriptures, anytime that our people was in line with the commandments, the Most High was setting them on high.
God.
I mean, it's just so evident. And I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know why people just don't get it. But they rather follow the gravy of the heathens. They rather follow everybody else except for the Most High, and they would rather ignore everything that our forefathers were doing when they were keeping the commandments.
That's right. Number 8, right? The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thy hand to do, he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God and walk in his ways, not in the ways of the heathen. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of the body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of the ground, in the land which the Lord sware unto thy forefathers to give thee. Now that part already, that part is already passed over, right? Right, because our land is supposed to be Israel, but because we, I mean, we have to look at the state of our people. Because we refuse to obey the Lord thy God, we're all waxing away, waxing old in the land of our captivity. It would even behoove you more to keep the commandments in a strange place where you have enemies at all your gates. Man, you can't turn around without seeing the damn enemy. Only 12% of the population. You're surrounded by heathens. You're surrounded by enemies on every side. And you think that you're going to what? Dress like them, talk like them, be like them? You think that's going to work out? Where has that gotten us all these years?
Let me bring out something important. And brother, you covered that in the last scripture that you brought out. Now I'm going to show you something very important. I want to bring out something so you can see the gravity of this thing. All right, and this is just I'm just going to read this one verse right here, Luke 11:26, and it says, "Then goeth." Can you see it on the screen?
Con,
Is that on the screen?
con,
All right.
it's okay.
It says, then he goeth and taketh to him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and there enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Now remember, it said in the beginning that the demon findeth his house clean. Now that's like, okay, that's like a brother, when he first hears the truth, all right, he's like excited about the commandments. Man, he's keeping the Shabbat. He's wearing his fringes. He's keeping the feast days, bad to with all his might, soul, and strength. He's keeping all the holy days. Man, he's telling his brothers, about the gospel. And then all of a sudden, somewhere down the road, he allows Pastor Porkchop to persuade him, "Oh, you no longer have to keep the laws anymore. They're not important." And it's like, that's why it's so worse, that the end state is much worse, is because when you know the truth and you depart from the truth, that's even worse. That's even 10 times worse than someone not even knowing the truth and being lost. But the fact that you knew the truth, you were keeping the commandments at one time or one form or the other, and all of a sudden you departed from it, you got even more spirits on you. That is the scariest thing that you can ever do, is coming to the truth, keeping the commandments, and you're gun ho, and you're just zealous of the commandments, and all of a sudden, come to find out, man, you out there roasting pork chops, and you eating lobsters and crabs, and you doing all kinds of, you're not even keeping the Shabbat anymore. You out there shopping on the Shabbat, out there in the mall, and out there on parties and festivals and stuff. Can you imagine the amount of spirits you're gonna have on you because you at one time you knew the truth? This is what this verse is talking about, y'all. That's why the last state is going to be worse than the first. Like how can you even, like, brother? I don't even understand, man. How could you even taste the fruit of keeping the Most High's laws, man, and just enjoying them, and all of a sudden you went from keeping the commandments, laws, man, strong and steady, to crab festivals and stuff.
FOMO,
Damn.
fear of missing out, fear of missing out, right?
Damn.
Like
Missing
our
out on
people,
missing out on what though? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, con. Well, our people will look around, right, and then we'll see the heathens doing things that that are not righteous, right? Wickedness is like a disease. That's why the Most High tells you that if you have someone that's wicked in your life, to stay away from them, right? You rebuke them 2 times, right, and you let them know the truth, and then if they don't want to follow it, the Most High says you got to write them off as a heretic. You can't deal with them. There is no scripture that says to hang around the wicked. There is no scripture that says that. You're supposed to witness, right, and to teach them the scriptures. And if they don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments after you rebuke them 2 times, you need to write them off as a heretic.
Exactly.
All right.
And that's one thing, me and brother Aton harp on. We ain't let nobody come between us and our album, man. Especially with the laws and everything. Yeah, they can go kick rocks.
Con.
And and it's the same thing with kings. And our people, it's like I don't know, man. It's like the first two commandments. It's like it was a doozy for our people because they've always wanted to be like the other nations. Like you had the Most High as your king, as your judge, but yet you want kings. Oh, wicked Saul, man, you want to be like the other nations? Demons,
That's
demons among us, man. Demons amongst devils amongst us, spirits
con.
amongst us. And so it's like you're willing to give up all the blessings, just like Esau, man. Esau gave up his birthright for a doggone pot of venison, whatever, or stew, whatever you want to call it. Give it all up, man.
That's right. That's right.
Because technically he was the firstborn, so it would have been Esau that would have got the blessings.
Technically, right? But
Yeah.
our name is Jacob, which means we
Yep.
supplant, right? Jacob is a schemer. We scheme in righteousness, right? You're
Hmm.
saying like you're not going to be able to get out of the situation that you're in without coming up with without being a supplanter. Right? We're in a serious situation. We're in a war. And I say this week in and week out, we're in a war, but our
Hmm.
people don't even realize that we're even fighting anybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring this out, right? I'm gonna let this play in the background, right? While we talk about this, this
Oh
thing. Now,
man.
yeah, Con, right? So, we have a lot of unclean spirits are on the earth, right? They ain't going nowhere, right? They were still there in the old days. They're just picking out new people to reside in, right? New vessels to reside in, right? Right. You got these people that they came on the so-called Olympics or whatever. You see that right there, right? Now this is, well, they say, right? They had that big obese heathen right there that say that was in the middle trying to be Hamashiach, right? Now it's gonna show some more weirdo pictures. Like I don't like we don't know what this has to do with the Greek saying the Greek tradition of sports or whatever, right? A competition in sports, right? Now I like Israel, like what is this? Right? Now this is supposed to be a straight mockery of, they say, of the Last Supper. A straight mockery of the Last Supper. Some say that it was dealing with the Greek god Dionysus and all of that. Now, even if it was dealing with Greek mythology of Dionysus, what do we see in the Apocrypha, right? Dionysus was in there, and then if this is something that's dealing with Dionysus, it's still wicked as hell, because what? That was the first time where all of Israel, when we was under captivity, in order for you to buy or sell, you had to get the mark of Dionysus on you.
Hmm.
Y'all remember that? You have to get the mark of Dionysus on you to be able to buy or sell. So no
And they
matter
about to bring
which
that
way
stuff
you
back
look at
again.
this, con,
Yeah.
right? So no matter which way you look at it, even if this was a symbolism of Dionysus, what this is telling you is that what? Hey man, like the mark of the beast is on the way. Number one. Number two, we see the mocking. Let's say if this wasn't, because you can't really tell if this was that Greek mythology, or this looks more like Christianity, or what they're saying as a view of the Last Supper to me, right? I don't know what anybody else thinks, but to me, I feel like this was a mocking of the Last Supper.
It could be. And this is the first time in history that they've ever done something like this for the Olympics, even though it was in France, but France has never done anything like this before. So this goes to show you what their agenda is. All right. Now, the same people, all right, the same people that's pushing this stuff were the same descendants of the people that were pushing same-sex marriages, gay marches, even during Hitler's time. Yeah, y'all look that stuff up, man. They were back in the 1930s, man, having gay parades in Germany. These are the same people, y'all, that's pushing this stuff. These
Now,
so-called Khazars. These
I'm sorry, this is
y'all,
just these folks
y'all
are just
better
wicked, man.
y'all better wake up and realize, man.
Uh,
And,
oh,
and, and trust me, man. Like the scripture says, the mark of the beast is coming into play. Oh, you there? Hello? Oh, dang! Did I fall off? Yeah, he Ock just fell off right quick, but while he's come back on, hey y'all better hey look, we better wake up and realize what's going on, Yasharel, because and I'm telling you, and this is why I think that they're gonna try to put this female in the White House because they know that everybody's gonna know it's rigged and it's gonna cause a civil war, and I guarantee you that that's what's gonna bring on the New World Order. I'm telling you, they got this thing planned out, Yasharel. We know you fell off, Ock. I was just talking to him.
Con. Salaki Israel. That was me. I
Yeah.
accidentally exited out the whole thing instead of just that particular
Oh
video.
wow. Oh, oh
Ah,
man. So I was just telling them, man, that what I'm thinking, this is just my opinion, all right. From what I'm seeing, they're gonna purposely try to put that female, that old woman in the White House because they know that everybody knows that ain't nobody we shouldn't be voting, okay? I'm not saying that for purposes, but since we're talking about demons amongst us, these heathens have an agenda, y'all, and they're gonna do everything they can in their power to push their agenda. And the mark of the beast is coming. They know that it's going to be. They know civil war is going to come. That's what they want. They want civil war, and they know that when they put her in office, all hell's going to break loose. And I could be wrong, but I see the writing on the wall, and that's what they're going to try to do, so they can bring on all this other wicked stuff. Make the connections. First time they've ever done a drag queen during the Olympics. What are they trying to tell you? That means that they got an agenda.
mm. Now, if that's what they were trying to do, and this wasn't some kind of Greek mythology like they are claiming now, because of the so-called Christians are up in arms about this stuff, right? I want y'all to understand something. Galatians 6:7 it says, "Be not deceived; God is not mocked. For whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." Like we have seen time and time again in the scriptures that the Most High, He'll get tired of stuff. Right, Sodom and Gomorrah, for example, or in the beginning when the Most High, He said He's going to flood the whole joint, killed
Right.
everybody. Right? Hey,
Hey, keep,
they
keep
were
on going.
doing this.
Keep on going. I'll be right back. Keep on going.
All right, Khan. Right? Even the same thing that they're doing now. Right? Everything that they're doing, they're sowing. Right? Every sin that they're doing. Right? The Most High, this is right. This is being written down by the watchers. The watchers just don't watch everything that Israel is doing. Right? The watchers watch everything, right? They report back to the Most High and let the Most High know what everything is going on, even though He already knows. Just like we saw in Sodom and Gomorrah, right? You get these purple hair, blue hair clowns nowadays. They're trying to say, well, God didn't destroy Sodom and Gomorrah because of that. Yes, right. That's exactly why. It was homosexuality, bestiality. Little kids were even dealing with wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Trying to sleep with grown men, right? They were blind. They were blinded by the angels, and they were still beating down the door to try to get in and trying to sleep with the angel men.
Yeah.
Right. So what happened? The
Even
Most High,
even after
He decided
even
to
after
right.
even
Right.
after
So what the Most High did? He decided to destroy the whole place because of the same wickedness. Because whatsoever a man soweth, so shall he also reap. And we know that the
even
Most
after
High is
being
not down
offered
with wickedness. Go ahead, Doc.
even after being offered virgins.
I forgot
That's
about that
crazy.
part. Yeah, the
Yeah,
daughter.
Lot said I got virgins here. Take them and do as you please. No, I ain't want that.
Huh. Let's go to Psalms,
That's
man. Let's go to
crazy,
Psalms
boy.
real quick. Let me know if you got some scriptures, Doc, before I because I'll
No,
be
no, go
pulling up
ahead, go ahead.
scriptures all day.
Yeah, me
All right.
too. Go ahead. I got a few more, but
Boom, right? So it says, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. It says, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord shall inherit the earth. Who are evildoers? Who are more people that we have with these with these spirits on them, these unclean spirits on them? Like a lot of these rappers we have nowadays.
hmm
Sexy Red, what's that? Lil Nas X or something like that, and all of these other folks that they come out here. Right, man, they got people, and you notice something, Israel, is that even though we know these heathens are plagued with these unclean spirits, but the devil is on our people even worse. right? Because they got our people up there doing the worst wickedness that you can do, right? All of this, provocative, crazy dancing. Israel does that. You don't see that in the in the heathens. That's unclean spirits that have dropped on our people. You don't even realize, but you might have a sister or brother that's right next to you, right? They might be they might be a devil. They might be a devil. They're going out there doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. They have an unclean spirit on them. They have an unclean spirit on them. Matter of fact, I got a perfect one. Hold up. Where's First John? I can't see nothing. First John. There we go. All right. look. All right, let me see. All right. So a lot of our people, right? We have if we have a lot of our people, like I was saying earlier, right? They don't understand that, man. Even your even the Israelite right next to you could be a devil, could be plagued with the unclean spirit, right? Could be doing any of that. It says, if any man see his brother sin a sin which is not unto death, he shall ask, and he shall give him life for them that sin not unto death. There is a sin unto death. I do not say that he shall pray for it. All righteousness is sin, right? All unrighteousness is sin. And there is a sin not unto death. We know that whatsoever is born of God sinneth not. We know that whatsoever is born of God sinneth not. But he that is begotten of God keepeth himself, and that wicked one toucheth him not. What does that mean? If you're born of God, right, you have an inclination, you have a love, you have a yearning for keeping these laws, these statutes, and these commandments in order to be holy. And we know that we are of God, and the whole world lieth in wickedness, right? So in other words, if you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right, you're going to be hanging out with that wicked sister that likes to go to the club, turn up, twerk, get drunk, and lay in her back in the end of the night. Or you're going to go to the club, turn up, get drunk with that brother, and try to sleep with these baby mamas and these other sisters that are out here that don't know no better. Because what? You don't understand that the whole world lieth in wickedness. And we know that the Son of God is come and hath given us an understanding that we may know him that is true. And we are in him that is true, even in his Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. This is the true God and eternal life. Little children, keep yourselves from idols. Amen.
Let me show you what happens. Let me know when you get done, because
Bring it out.
our people. Let me show you what happens, man, when our people decide to do wickedness. All right, y'all write this down. This is Second Chronicles, chapter 33. I'm gonna start with verse 1. I'll just read a few of them.
Bring it
It
out.
says Manasseh was 12 years old when he began to reign. I don't know why you would put a 12-year-old little child on the throne in the first place. But Manasseh was 12 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 50 and 5 years in Jerusalem. But he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, like unto the abominations of the heathens. Y'all hear that? So, like unto the abominations of the heathens. Now, what does it tell us in Job 9:24? Envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. But it says, like unto the abominations of the heathens. Now, I wanted to bring this out because this is so common amongst our people. We have a bad habit of imitating our enemies. I don't know what it is about our enemies that we prefer over the Most High, Almighty Yahweh, but we rather follow the ways of the heathens. All right. It says, like unto the abomination of the heathen, whom the Lord had cast out before the children of Israel. Now, these are the people that the Most High cast out. It says, for he built again the high places which Hezekiah, his father, had broken down. All right. Now, his father, man, he had destroyed all that stuff. All right, but yet you're going to go back and rebuild unto the man. That just makes me mad when I read this. And he reared up the altars for Balaam and made groves and worshipped all the host of heaven and served them. Talking about demons amongst us, man. It says also he built altars in the house of the Lord, whereof the Lord had said in Jerusalem, shall my name be forever. And he built altars for all the host of heaven in the two courts of the house of Yahweh. Man, this dude was wicked. This dude was wicked as hell. This dude was wicked as hell. And look at this. It says, and he caused his children to pass through the fire in the valley of the son of Hinnom. This is what the heathens were doing. All right. Also, he observed times and used enchantments and used witchcrafts and dealt with familiar spirits and wizards. He wrought much evil in the sight of Yahweh to provide him to provoke him to anger. And this definitely would provoke the Most High to anger, because I mean, you got a father, man, who broke his butt to keep the commandments, man, and to rear up Israel, but yet you come and you tear it down. So that's what's wrong with our people, and that's when I hate to say it, but this is why our people are in constant trouble all the time. Can you hear me out? Is it my
You
sound
loud
still
and
good?
clear, brother. Yes, sir.
Okay, I
Let's
just want
rock
to make
and roll.
sure. So when we have all these examples in the scriptures, and we read, and we talk about demons amongst us. Every generation, we always had demons or spirits amongst our people because they always want to gravitate towards wickedness. And you wonder why our people are in the condition that they are now. You look at us now, man. We be the first ones to run to a 4th of July party.
Mm.
We be the first ones, man. We'll outspend the heathens and shopping for that Christmas mess. And we only make up less than 12% of the US population, but we're spending more. How the
You
hell is
know
that
what?
possible?
They said that we got so much money that we spend with them that if we were a nation, we'll be the sixth richest nation on the earth.
Damn.
That's how much we spend with the
Mm-mm-mm.
heathen, and we're only 12% of the
Mm-mm.
population. No wonder they don't want to let you go.
Damn. Yep. And then it goes on to say, and he said a carved image, the idol which he had made in the house of Yahweh, of which Yahweh said to David and to Solomon his son, in this house and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen before all the tribes of Israel, I will put my name forever. Damn. And this dude was just all kinds of wicked. And
Sorry.
that is an extreme slap in the face, because it's like, man, I can only, man, I can't even blame the Most High, man, for doing what he's doing to our people. I really can't.
Facts.
You can't even get mad when I see my people getting shot down by the police. I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't get mad anymore, because you know why? Because we are a wicked people, and yet we don't like to. Our people don't like to hear that. Our people don't want anything, but you got to address the wickedness. Nobody wants to address the wickedness. It's like you want a free pass from wickedness. Don't
Mm.
work like that. It don't work like that. So if you're not keeping the commandments, and you're not on that narrow road, then what good is your life on this earth? You just dung unto the Most High. That's it. You just here. You're not serving
Man,
no purpose if you're not keeping the commandments of the Most High, because that is our way out of here. What you got out?
you know what? Let me go to
It's crazy, man.
man, yeah. I just let me go to
Yeah, yeah. That's just straight up wickedness, man. Like bold faced wickedness, and you're gonna undo everything that you're gonna undo everything that your father did in righteousness.
mm. um let me look at chapter 2. Okay, right. It says this is Luke chapter 8, right? And we're gonna read about Mary Magdalene, right? We're gonna read about Mary
Mhm.
Magdalene. And it says, in a certain woman which had been healed of evil spirits and infirmities, right? Mary called Magdalene, out of whom went 7 devils. Right. So
Mm.
do y'all know who Mary Magdalene is in the scriptures? right? No, she is not a whore. I don't know where they get that from, right? I don't know where they get that from, right? But that's some kind of some kind of thing that the heathens made up, right?
Mhm.
Mary Magdalene, she is actually I would guess you would say that she was the wife of Zebedee, who had the sons of Thunder, James and John. Let me see. Let me see something. Let me see. I might be this one over. It's like Israel, chapter 3. Con, right? And James, the son of Zebedee, and John, the brother of James, and he surnamed them Boanerges, which is the sons of thunder. So we see that James and John, right? James, the son of Zebedee, right? Now we're gonna now hold on, I'm gonna get one more. Let me see. I think it's let me see. Let's go back to let's go to Matthew real quick. I think it might be a little clearer there. Salakia. I think there's another one. 23 maybe. Salakia Israel. I'm gonna uh, among which was Mary Magdalene and Mary, the brother of James and Joseph, which is John, and the mother of whose children? Of Zebedee's children, right? So, you hear a lot of nonsense to saying that, this woman was a whore or not, but no, right? She had her children through Zebedee, right? Zebedee was her husband. Now, the thing I want to say about this is that, man, imagine what Zebedee was going through, right? This man's old lady, right? This man's wife or baby mama, whatever you want to say, but it's because the mother of his children, Zebedee has been plagued with a woman that until Christ came onto the earth, she was plagued with 7 devils.
Mm.
Are you serious right now? Right. So like this is the kind of thing that we're saying that you don't know if you have a evil spirit right amongst you. It could be your baby daddy. Right? It could be the mother of your children. You got evil spirits all the way around you. Now, right now, we don't have the power of Hamashiach. He has not blessed anyone over here with the power to be able to cleanse spirits. Right? Hamashiach, he hasn't done that. So what? We have a lot of our people that are walking around right now, right? Walking around right now, just like Mary Magdalene, right? 7 devils. I mean 7 devils, I think. Slacky. I think it's 7 devils. Right? A certain woman, right? Healed of evil spirits and infirmities, right? So she had sicknesses, she had evil spirits, and she had 7 devils. So, brothers, if you got some you got a wicked baby mama that's giving you a hard time, right? You got to we got to pray and keep these commandments, because just like I read before, these unclean spirits are only cleansed and get to stay away from you, and they don't do nothing with you if you keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Slocky, I'll be right back. Hey, brother Daniel, take over for me.
Yeah, and I'm just putting on something. But yeah, just going back to that, especially when you're dealing with evil spirits, y'all. It's getting worse now, and as we're going through time, and as we're getting closer to the end, it's like, more things, more distractions, and all that kind of stuff, and we're going to be dealing with evil. You're dealing with more evil spirits now, and I hate to say this, even with social media. I'm just going to be honest with you. Social media is all kinds of wicked, and if you're not careful, you can be caught up. If you're the type of person that spend that and you see yourself spending hours on social media doing nothing, then more than likely you already got spirits on you, because it's like you can't it's like you can't do enough to be entertained, because there's always something with that stuff. And that's, I'm telling you, that social media is just a form of a medium, y'all. I don't know if y'all realizing that, but social media is just another form of a wicked medium. Now, of course, you can find good things on social media, like what we're doing now. Okay, I mean, we're using apparently we're using social media to bring the gospel, but that's only a very small portion of what social media is being used for. Or because not everybody is looking for the gospel, not even our people, because the truth is not popular. So you got to understand if they can use social media as a medium to send out spirits, and when you listen to people, when you listen to false doctrines, you don't know what spirits are jumping on you. You ever had here? I could tell you an example. You ever watched something on social media and all of a sudden your spirit changed, like you just felt something come on you and you can't explain it? That's what happens, y'all. They have found a way to use social media as a medium for spirits. This is why you got to be careful what you tune into. This is why you got to be careful what you are focusing your eyes on social media, because it could be very, very dangerous. You could be sitting there and all of a sudden you were doing something positive. Next thing you know, you're going through negative videos, you're seeing all this stuff, and then you wonder why your mood is changing. You wonder why you're becoming angry. You wonder why you're becoming emotional. You wonder why you're in distress. It's because these different spirits are pouring through you. Y'all better realize how this stuff works, y'all. You don't just get spirits from not keeping the commandments, but you messing around with, and not only with these other mediums like the Ouija boards and all that kind of stuff, but I'm telling you, social media itself is a form of medium for spirits to travel through, depending on what you are watching. All right, and this is why it's so important when you keeping your mind safe, you keeping your thoughts pure. You got to be careful what you're putting in your head. You really do. Uh, I don't. I never had cable. I got rid of cable over 20 years ago. I cut the cord. I pretty much streamlined my stuff because cable TV. You know how they do. They show all these different images and they put these commercials and of our people on there showing our people with heathens and all kinds of stuff. So,
Con.
you know, you got to be careful, man. I was just telling them, man, how social media is a form of is a form of medium for spirits to travel through. So if they're not
Oh,
careful with what you're watching, man, it's like I was saying earlier, like if they're watching, a video or something like that or something negative, if you notice your spirit all of a sudden changes. That's because
con.
you don't encounter. That's because you don't encounter the spirit. That's
Like,
that's that's scary, y'all.
hey, you know what a good idea
That's
is? It like
scary.
a lot of this man hating stuff that they have on right now. Well, this what is it, red pill content or whatever they got nowadays, where they tell all the brothers, all the men to hate the women and
Hmm.
just to have sex with as many of them as you possibly can, and then if you do have a
Yeah.
wife and if you make a certain amount of money, that she should be okay with you just sleeping with whores, right? Which in the scriptures, of course it says you can have more than one wife, but you got to marry her. You can't be out here just spreading your seed to every harlot that's on the block. That's wicked. That is absolutely wicked, right?
Hmm.
The scripture says in Psalms 34, the face of the Lord is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. What does that mean? You going straight
Yeah.
into the lake of fire head first to never be remembered again.
And it's so bad, man. But most of our folks could not live without social media, man. If you take away, why you think these kids are going crazy when teachers take away their phones and they just snap?
Mm.
I think one teacher got beat down because teacher took the dude's phone away. Man, that teacher got beat down so bad. Man, these kids are going crazy over that stuff.
I remember that. It was a
Yeah,
Nintendo
man.
Switch. It was a Nintendo Switch or one of those handheld
But
games.
no, but it wasn't only that. It was many cases. It's been since what in the last this in the last 3 years, man. It's been over 100 cases where teachers gotten beaten down for taking phones away from students.
Mm.
Yeah, because the social media, man, that stuff is addicting to people. Like when I'm driving, when I'm in town and I'm driving, you know how many people I see walking, and they're like their heads about to their phones. They're not even paying attention, man, or where the hell they going. They just got their heads down, looking at their phones. Uh, on that social media while they're walking. I know exactly what they're doing. That's why so many people are getting into accidents now because man, you got to watch out for folks. They just cannot live. They cannot live without that social media, man. I'm telling you, man, that social media is a medium, boy, for spirits. And it's
God.
like we've never seen anything like this on this level, man. You might as well just get your damn Ouija board.
All right. James chapter 4. All right. It says, "From whence come wars and fightings among you?" Right? From where? Right? Where do these come? Where do these things come from? What are these unclean spirits? These bloods, these crips, these nigglets, right? These brothers and sisters that can't get along, right? Why is this happening? Where did this come from? Come they not hence even of your lust that war is in your members? Ye lust and ye have not. Ye kill and desire to have and cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet ye have not because ye ask not. Right? Y'all don't pray like nobody prays to the Most High and say, Lord, I just pray that that your will be done, that you be able to bless everything that I that I put my hands on, as long as I keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Lord, I pray that you just give me increase as you see fit. No, you know what a lot of y'all say? Lord, I prayed I wish that I'll win the lottery. Lord, I pray for that new car. Right? You don't have you pray amiss. You pray in lust. Right? You look at
Hmm.
something that somebody else has, and then that's how you pray. Instead of praying that the will of God be done in your life, that the Lord will
Yep.
be able to use you to do everything that He can with you, so then He can give you the increase and He sees fit. It says, "Ye lust and have not; ye kill and desire to have and cannot obtain; ye fight and war, yet ye have not because ye ask not. Ye ask and receive not because ye ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your lust." Like you might ask for a new car just so you can show it off at the club to the girls. You might ask for a bunch of money so you can just do whatever you want to with it. That has to deal with wickedness. It
Or for
says, "Ye
these, or for these,
adulterers." Go ahead.
yeah, and for these single women out here. Oh, I just want a righteous man. Oh no, you lusting. No, you just hiding the pants. Sit your ass down somewhere.
It says, "Ye adulterers and adulteresses." Right? What is an adulterer? Right? Adulterer is a man. Adulterer is a man has um that has sexual relations with a woman that is married to another man, or a woman that has been promised to another man. That is an adulterer. An adulteress is a woman that is married having sexual relations with a man, or a woman that is engaged having sexual relations with a man. That is an adulteress. Know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. We should know that when we look at our brothers and our sisters right next to us, we should know whether or not they're a friend or enemy of God. An enemy of God, do you think they have a clean spirit on them? Do you think they're holy? Your actions have to be holy for you to be holy. Your actions have to be holy for you to be holy. So if you got a friend or somebody that's around you, right, that's not keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, they're most likely a devil. They're a devil that's right beside you. You may not even know it. Some of the things they do, you don't want them to rub off on you. Some of these things that these people that do that you keep right beside you, you do not want them to rub off on you. Like I said, you don't know that you're in a war, a spiritual war. You don't understand that there's demons, Slakia. Well, that's not the biblical term. There are unclean spirits and devils, right, that are amongst us, right next to you, even in your family, even. Not, you know what I'm saying, but besides these heathens, right? Because we know that these heathens are going to get destroyed no matter what happens. We know these heathens are done.
Hey y'all, there's one way you can tell if you among spirits or not, because I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you a blueprint that
Bring it
you
out.
can look at and make sure. What does that say? Isaiah 8, chapter 8 and verse 20 says, to the law, it says, to the Torah and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. That's how you know, man, that people got spirits. Because if they're not dealing with this, you have to be keeping the commandments in order to be able to detect that, see the red flags. And read that again. It says, to the Torah and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. That's how you determine and detect demons amongst us. The scriptures also said, test in John, 1 John 4:1, it says, test the spirits. Believe not every spirit, but test the spirits. Matter of fact, let's go there right quick.
Bring it out.
Because we, I mean, look, y'all better start testing these spirits like never before. Because if y'all don't, y'all just going with anything and y'all just trusting anything, man, you're gonna be deceived. You're gonna be deceived. It says, beloved. Can you see that up there on the screen? All right. It says, beloved, believe not every ruach or spirit, but try the ruach, whether they are of Elohim, because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
All right.
You gotta test anything. And just like I tell, you brothers, especially you new brothers that are coming in keeping the commandments, we are the priesthood, we are the head. You can't let anybody come and deter you from these commandments. All right, no one. I don't care who they are, family member, close friends, co-workers, whatever. You cannot let anyone deter you from these commandments. If you let flesh and blood deter you from these commandments, then you don't lost the battle. But that's what's happening with our people. Flesh and blood is causing our people to lose their faith and to lose out. How you gonna trust man? Like who's past the porch out to tell you can't keep the laws?
Man.
Who the hell made him? Who the hell made him authority?
And he don't want to keep the laws because he don't want you to keep the laws.
Exactly.
Let's go to I'm gonna show y'all something a little scary, right? I'm gonna show y'all something a little scary in the scriptures. We got a lot of people, they don't understand that that the Most High, He is the ruler, Yahweh, right? He's the ruler of all things, right? All spirits on the earth, right? The King of Kings, right? The Lord of all the spirits, right? We know that the Most High God is Him, right? So a lot of folks, they'll tell you that there was a war in heaven, right? That God couldn't keep control of heaven, and there was a war up there, and God was up there fighting for His life against Satan, and He had to kick him out. All of this wickedness, right? But I'm gonna show you that the Most High is in control of every single thing that happens on the earth. This is all according to a plan for Him to get the 144,000 sealed, and for those that were already promised before the world began, right? The kingdom, right? The Most High, He knows exactly what He's doing, right? These things are what they are. So you got these unclean spirits, and you got these devils that hopping on people and things. Hey, man, this is stuff that was already written down. Things that were meant to happen before the world was even created. Put this thing on, right? Samuel, 2 Samuel chapter 24. We're just gonna read verse 1 real quick, right? So it says, and again the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and He moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. It says, again the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and He moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. Man, this is a sin right here, right? This is this right here is a test to see, right? Because the Most High was already mad, right? Most High Hamashiach, right? Hey, them boys was upset because Israel was being wicked. They were serving other guys, doing all kinds of stuff like that, and so He ended up giving David 3 choices, right? But before we get to that part, we're not even going to get to that part. I want to show you what He means when the Lord was kindled against Israel, and He moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. Who do you think the Most High used to come across David? Right? Who do you think that was? He had to use the top, right? He had to use the top demon. Well, the top unclean spirit, right, on the left-hand side, Right? He had to use the top unclean spirit on the left-hand side to is it first or second Chronicles? Is it first? No, first.
Second Chronicles. Second. Let's try
Are
Second
you sure?
Chronicles.
All right. I think it's okay.
Which wait a minute. Which one you looking for?
I think it's Second Chronicles. Hold up. This is, let me see. Maybe in the beginning. Okay, Slack here, right? And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. Right? And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. Right? So who did the Most High use? Right? To provoke David to number the children of Israel. So let's go to 2 Samuel 24. Right? 2 Samuel 24, verse 1. And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. And the Most High sent Satan on them.
Mm.
Had our people, remember now, this only happened because of what? We weren't keeping the laws. I mean, we truly don't understand what it means to obey God, right? To do what he says. It's just like any father, right, that's not happy with his children, right? You're going to get a whooping, right? You're going to get that belt lashing. You're going to get that paddle. You're going to have to go outside in the backyard and pick you off a branch. You better make sure that thing is a good size, because if it's too small, hey, he'll go out there and pick one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is imperative for our people to keep the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of the Most High God. Because if we don't, right, unclean spirits will hop on us. Unclean spirits will hop on those that are around us, because we don't understand that we're not supposed to be hanging around the wicked. It says that the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. If you don't fear the things that are in the scriptures, hell, the lake of fire, and all of these things, what do you think is going to happen to you?
Yeah. It's like our people don't think about the consequences. They don't feel the consequences because they think that it's like in the spirit of the moment, it's like they live for the pleasure.
Mm.
And this is like when our people are keeping the holidays and they don't think nothing of it because they don't understand. Well, they understand, but you know what I'm saying? They don't care. I'll put it this way: they don't care. That's probably the best word to use. That they don't give a damn because they're gonna live for the moment. They don't care about the consequences. There's no fear of the Most High. So they're gonna do what they do, and that's why our people keep doing the same stuff that they're doing now. It's because they have no fear. No one fears the Most High. They don't care about the consequences. You ask a lot of our people, they don't care about going. They don't care about going to the lake. They don't care about going to hell. They'll tell you that they will enjoy the ride going down there. And at that point, hey, you leave them alone. After that, you step back and wipe the dust off your feet.
I want to show y'all something, right? Verse 15, Revelation 20, verse 15, it says, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
Yeah, people don't care about that.
The heathens aren't in the book of life, Israel. Hamashiach, and then he didn't write down commandments. You got a lot of wind in the background. Where you at? Where you feel it? I don't know. Right?
No, right.
God, right? Well, Hamashiach, when the law, statutes, and commandments were written on the heavenly tablets, right, with the finger of God, right? And that covenant was passed down from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob. The last of the covenant, the last of the promises, it landed in the hands of our people. When he was on the top of Mount Sinai, the Most High didn't go to the Europeans. The Most High, he didn't go to the Irish, to the Chinese, to the Japanese, to the Koreans, to the Africans, to the Hamites. He didn't go to any of these other nations. The Most High came in Egypt with 10 plagues of destruction, snatched his people out of the hands of the heathen, and delivered us. And delivered us, right? So that means that the people that are found in the book of life, they have the covenant that allows them for remission of sins. The rest of the nations, they didn't get that promise to get the remission of sins. So the worst things that you see happening on the earth, right? You know, the Most High, he don't care about it, right? He doesn't give two craps about the heathens, right? The Most High doesn't care about heathens at all, right? That's, like this is a head, this is the classic, right? It says, after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Those are the Israelites. All this I have spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people, everybody else which didn't come out of the line of Jacob, which also come from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but spittle, pure, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that's fallen from a vessel. So if you have a big old bucket of water and one small drop falls out of it, do you care about that drop? No. That's how the Lord feels about these heathen. He don't give two craps about these heathen. So that's why he allows them to get he doesn't look upon them at all. He doesn't care about them to get raped, robbed, or murdered, or any kind of wickedness that they're doing. Right? He using the heathens as a beat stick for our people. Right? He allows unclean spirits and wicked spirits on these heathen, right, to chastise our people because we're not in line with what we're supposed to be doing. Even though if you don't understand these scriptures and you don't read them, you're not going to realize that you're going to be surrounded by so-called demons, unclean spirits, devils, wolves in sheep's clothing. Past the pork chop, these camps, the local Ak at the deli store that tried to sleep with a pregnant a baby mama for some Pampers. Like we have a lot of unclean and wicked devils that are amongst us. And if you're not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, you're not even going to realize you're in a war. Brother Dan?
Oh, facts, man. And that's the important key right there. And then Ecclesiasticus 19 says the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of all wisdom. And until we wake up and we fear the Most High, our people are going to continue to do the same thing. And that's like I was saying before. Our people don't even care about the consequences. You can read to them about the lake of fire all you want to. They'll turn around and be like, hey, I'm going to enjoy the ride down there. But they don't care. They don't care. But you know what? We're going to have to go through this. And that's like I always like to say, let them bleed out. Many of our people are going to just have to. Many of our people are just going to have to bleed out. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. It's a process that's going to take place. Many of our people are sitting here waiting for the Hamashiach to come back. Yeah, we might be here for a good minute. So whatever life you got on this earth, you better do all you can in your power and strength, mind, and soul to keep these commandments, so that you can go down to your grave in peace. Because we all going to our grave, regardless of when our timestamp is. We all have a timestamp. Only the Most High knows when our timestamp's going to end. All right, we don't know that. The only thing that we can do is work out our salvation with fear and trembling, and pray that when it comes to said and done, that we were faithful enough to be counted worthy amongst the Most High. It's the only thing we can do.
That's right. No, I don't have too many more scriptures, right? Well, we
got scriptures for days.
I got tons of scriptures for days, but this is going to be pretty much the last one I'm going to bring out, right? Dealing with this subject, because in order for us to stay, this is what we need to protect yourself against unclean spirits, wickedness, devils, and demons, so-called demons that are on the earth, right? It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, right? Be strong in the Lord. That means you have to hold it down, right? You got to be 10 toes down, stay on your foundation and keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, right? And in the power of his might, put on the whole armor of God. Put on the whole armor, not one piece, not just a the fully, the gospel of peace, right? Not that just the helmet of salvation, right? You got to put on the whole thing, on
That's
all
right.
the armor. You can't just keep part of the law. Well, you know what? I only want to keep the Sabbath days, and I don't want to do nothing else that God says. That's not going to work because you're still wicked as hell. It says, "Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." See, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about devils, demons, Hasatan. It says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood." Right? You remember when when Hamashiach, those two brothers that were cursed with demons, right? In the gospel, and Hamashiach had cast out the demons and had sent them into the swine. Remember now, it was the demons that was talking, not the flesh and the blood. And Hamashiach had commanded them to silence, said, "Yo, shut up. I don't want you telling them boys who I am." So it says, "We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." The local governments. Ain't no way that y'all can believe that this thing that we're in right now isn't 100% pure D wickedness. Right? Spiritual wickedness in high. They have plans they got plans that are set in motion 25 years. They'll do experiments with people, right? What is it? 80 something percent of the population took that damn COVID shot, and it come out that they were just experimenting on y'all. This is craziness. Had you been keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you'll be able to recognize these things, right? Our people need to recognize these things. We're only 12% of the population, right? Of course, they're going to be pushing it in our neighborhoods. They'll have Planned Parenthood in our neighborhoods. These things are meant for our destruction. I was talking to my pops the other night, right? I was talking to my father the other night, Pop Dukes, and he was showing me this video with these, how it's impossible to really sustain electric vehicles. In the video I was watching, it said that three of those fast charger pumps from these for the EVs, right? It takes that would power 1,600 homes. That's 3 pumps, 1,600 homes. So you know that the grid is not going to be able to sustain that. But if you look at this stuff, right, you got these people, let's say, for example, that they're trying to push for it, right? They're trying to push for these electric cars and things that are, these autonomous vehicles, right? They're trying to lull you into laziness. And the scriptures speak heavily against laziness. So what happens if you get a speeding ticket by the heathen, right? Oh, you got so much stuff going on that you forget to pay the ticket. And you're on your way to work one morning, and all of a sudden the car doors lock, the windows roll up, and they whisk your behind away to the nearest police station. You're not going to be able to control it. You are not going to be able to control it. That's because you bought into the foolishness. If you think that these things are sustainable without doing your research, without obtaining knowledge, like the scriptures tell you to study the countenance of a man. It tells you to look over these things so you can be aware. It says, "Wherefore take unto the." Oh, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, as far as electric cars, you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to push because it's gonna be part of this new world order. Because with electric cars, they can control you. They can't do that with a combustion vehicle, But with an electric car, they can shut off a button right there. Bam, they can control your whole life. It's just like they're going. We are going to go digital. It is going to go to a. We are going to go to a digital currency, y'all. I mean, we're pretty much 75% there already. It's going to happen. It's not a matter of when. It's just it's not a matter of if. It's just a matter of when. Go ahead, Doc.
Matter of fact, you want to read the rest of that out?
Yeah, here. Where'd you leave off at?
You can start at 13.
Okay. It says, "Wherefore," because I got another scripture after that. I wanted to precept off what you read in Ezra. It says, "Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand." So
Mm.
again, this whole all these verses from 10 through 17 is basically the law, y'all. This is the law, the righteousness, and the way we're going to be protected, and the way we're going to have this knowledge is keeping other laws. All right.
That's
That's
right.
right. It gives, yeah, keeping this laws gives you discernment, protection from evil demonic spirits.
That's
All right,
right,
verse
brother.
14 it says, "Stand therefore, having your lions girt about with truth." What is the truth? Again, it is the commands of the Most High, and having on the breastplate of righteousness.
Mm.
Righteousness, righteousness. If you look at the word righteousness, it means it means to be right with the Most High. You because we are righteous, because if we are holy people, then we are righteous. But if we're not keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes, then what are we? You know what I'm saying? It says, "And your feet shod
Uh,
with the preparation of the gospel of peace." Can you hear me?
Khan, I wanted to say something as far as dealing with 13.
Okay, go
Just
ahead.
go back up for 2 seconds, right? When it says, "Wherefore take it to you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand." You understand? That means you're not supposed to succumb to wickedness.
Yep.
Hey, your brother say, "Hey, don't, hey, trust me, brother, man. Your wife don't have to know." Or, "Hey, come on out, home girl. Yeah, man, your husband don't got to know. We going on a girls trip, right?" It
Hmm.
says, "You having done all to stand." Everything that you can do, all your whole ability, every law, every statute and commandment, you need to be doing with fervor, right? Fervor, heat, like a zealousness. You got to do all you can. Remember now, the end goal, the end prize is going to be what? Eternal life with a spiritual body that can do damn near anything. Eternal life without any wickedness, no arguing. Just imagine eternal life is straight peace. No arguing, nobody getting on your nerves, no wickedness, no brother stealing from you, you know what I'm saying? No, what I'm saying, no pookies, no Ray Rays, no baby mamas and all this other extra stuff that we got going on here. You don't even have to worry about that. So that's not even that's gonna be a thing of the past. Right? It says those that are in heaven, they don't marry nor given in marriage, but they're like the angels in heaven. I mean, like we got a whole new life ahead of us. We have a whole new life ahead of us. We just need to see beyond that. Everybody, they just see what they got right in front of them. You just know this life right here, and you can't just imagine what it can be like after this. You only got what 85. Hey, what was you saying? What was the what's the average age?
Average about 75 to 80.
Gone. So you got 75 to 80 years of living. That's it. Just
Mm-hmm.
like the scripture say in James, that is nothing but a vapor that appeared for a short time and then
That's
fadeth
it.
away. That's nothing. You don't think there's more to the life than this right here? You better wake up. You think God's telling you to keep those laws, statutes, and commandments for no reason? Go ahead, Art.
Yep. And it says, "Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked." And that's
Mm,
just saying, when we keep the laws, you're gonna have spiritual discernment. Just like I said, it's gonna be easy to test spirits because, like it says in 1 John 4:1, you're gonna be able to test spirits. Ain't nobody's gonna try to come up to you and run a game on you. And it says, "And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the spirit, which is the word of Yahweh." And then, with all that being said, you all, this is the blueprint right here that you need in order to be self-sufficient in the scriptures. But it's going to take practice. It's going to take study. You're going to have to rehearse these scriptures. You're going to have to rehearse these righteous acts. All right. You're going to have to be the strong one. You're going to have to set your mind that is do or die. All
mm,
right. And I also wanted to bring out a scripture that was in reference to what Brother Aton read back in Ezra. All right. About the nations, the Most High not caring about the nations. Now, this ought to make the hairs on your back stand, because this right here shows you that He is only for Israel. All right, but we spit in His face constantly. So this is Isaiah 40 and verse 15. "Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as small dust of the
mm,
balances. Behold, He takes up the isles as a very little thing." So he's telling you right here that the other nations is like a small dust. I mean, they just like a small drop, just like it said in Ezra. All right. Verse
Small
17.
dust of the
All
balance.
exactly 17. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. So you got to understand how the Most High feels about His people. But yet when we turn around and we turn our backs on Him, then don't get mad when you see our people dropping like flies, because that's what's going to happen. And this is going to be my last scripture for the day, because I don't have anything else outside of that. But again, it boils down to working out your salvation with fear and trembling. And every day, who knows? Next week we come back. We don't know if we're going to be here next week. We don't know that. We don't know if any of us are going to be alive. So you got to live every day and count your blessings, and work out your salvation with fear and trembling, and keep these commandments. Make haste to keep these commandments. If you're not keeping them, if you're out there working on the Shabbat, you really need to change that ASAP. Need to be bold and tell your boss you're not working on the Shabbat or on a holy day
Right.
or any of the holy days.
That's right.
All right, but that's gonna be on you though. You got to do that. If you sitting there thinking that somebody's gonna read your mind, and all of a sudden, you know, know your faith, then it ain't gonna happen. You got to be the one to let them know, hey, I'm not working. They're trying to get you to work on the Shabbat
Yeah, I don't do that. I'm
or your
sorry. I
holy
don't
day.
do that. I don't do that right there.
Look. You don't even gotta apologize. Look, this is the command from the Most High. This is what's gonna happen. If you can't, then y'all can go kick rocks. I'll find something else.
Mm. All right. Oh,
But
you know what? I
with
got
that,
one more scripture. I do have one more scripture I wanted to read out. Slock Israel.
right.
I forgot about that. Uh, okay. Let me bring this out real quick. All right. This is another thing about these unclean spirits, right? These demons and unclean spirits, devils, or whatnot. I want to show you now. They work for the Most High. So you have to remember it said in Deuteronomy 28 that the Most High he rejoices over killing our people that are wicked,
Mm-hmm.
because they're a vexation. Wicked Israelites are a vexation to the Most High Spirit, to the Most High. Period. You gotta
Deuteronomy
think about
28
it.
was it Deuteronomy 28 60 65 Deuteronomy 28 65. Yeah.
That's it. Imagine the Most High send his son down, right, to die, right, to die for folks that just continuously spit on his sacrifice, don't care, right? And he's supposed to represent. He's supposed to be the king of Israel, right? But the subjects, which are us, were the Israelites, we're not obeying the king, and this is the king that has died for us. Instead, y'all want to do what the heathens want to do. Y'all want to have kings, and y'all want to vote and think that the heathens are going to save you, right? Dress like the heathen, have the same hair as the heathen. You want to just go to the same church, have the same rules. You want to be equal with the damn heathen. Where does it say in the scripture the heathen? It's not in there. All right, so I'm gonna read this real quick. Second Chronicles, chapter 18. I guess through 22, right, or 21 or whatever. It says again. He said, right, because this is a situation. Hey, could you mute your mic real quick? That wind is kicking
Yeah,
up
give me a
bad. God. Right. So right here, the Most High, he wasn't too happy with I think this was Ahab. You know what I mean? Wait. No, Jehoshaphat. I think it's what was it, Ahab or Jehoshaphat? Slack Israel. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Yeah, okay. Slack Jehoshaphat, right? So Jehoshaphat was the Most High, he wasn't happy with this dude. It's really making him mad, right? So it says, again, he said, therefore, hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting upon his throne, and all the host of heaven standing on his right hand and on his left. Right. So this is the Most High, right? He saw this situation. This situation is going on in the heavens. So he saw all of the doggone all of the people, all of the angels on the left-hand side, which we know the what? The unclean spirits, the devils, things of that nature, right? The unclean spirits and all that. And then we saw all the angels on the right-hand side, right? All the righteous that we know of. And the Lord said, who shall entice? Oh, Salakia, it was Ahab. I know I was right. Salakia. And the Lord said, who shall entice Ahab, king of Israel, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one spake, saying after this manner, and another saying after this manner. So imagine this, right? So imagine this vision right here, right? Imagine, the Yahweh, he's sitting in the throne, and you got all the angels on the left-hand side, all the angels on the right-hand side, and they're coming before the throne of the Most High, and they're giving him ideas of how to deal with this wicked-ass nigga Ahab, right? They're just thinking about that. How am I going to deal with this wicked dude Ahab, right? So everybody, the angels on the left-hand side and the angels on the right-hand side, they're giving the Most High ideas, right? He said, I'm not even going to think of an idea. I'm going to let my angels think of it, right? And there came out a spirit that stood before the Lord and said, I will entice him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? Meaning how, right? How you going to entice this dude? And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Lord said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so. Man, you mean to tell me that the Most High up there in heaven commanding evil spirits to hop on people? This is what happens when you don't keep the commandments. You are liable for destruction. You're liable to have evil spirits, unclean spirits, devils to hop on you to cause your destruction. When it said, like Brother Daniel was saying in Deuteronomy, I think he said 28, 56, when it says that the Most High, he rejoices over killing our people that are wicked. Yo, man, it's not a game, Israel. Right, so this is the last thing I'm gonna say for real this time. Even though I got more scriptures, but this is the last thing I'm gonna say. And now, therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of these prophets, and the Lord has spoken evil against thee. Now, needless to say, right, this caused old boy to be killed. Right, this caused old boy to be killed. But come on, Israel, this is the same thing I'm saying right here. Demons are among you. Right, evil spirits, they can hop on your brother that's right next door, your sister that's right next door. Right, if you don't keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, you're not going to have the discernment to determine whether or not you have wickedness that is in your midst. So that's it for me, Israel. I don't have anything else to say. And I think Brother Daniel, you still there? Out?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Con. And that's it for me.
Yep. So, at the end of the day, Israel, what we got to do. So, spread this out. Make sure our people are getting this. And the ones who is going to hear the Most High's voice, will hear the Most High's voice. Can't worry about everybody else. Let the chips fall where they lay. Let him that is unrighteous, let him be unrighteous still. Let him that is holy, let him be holy still. That's what it's going to boil down to. So with that being said, I'm going to let you get back to your holy Shabbat. And I pray that you all have a good meditation in the Most High, because that's what I'm going to continue to do on this holy day. So with that being said, Yashrael, we're going to bid you a hearty shalom.
Stay strong.